Welcome back into the Sports Source, the segment of our program brought to you by Topoco Lodge. If you're needing a break from your reality, then plan a midweek getaway to the Topoco Lodge. They have a great Sunday through Thursday opportunity up there, terrific rates on their rooms, suites, and cabins. Plus, there's always great food at the Topoco Tavern. Head to the mountains this week before I see you next. Get up there and take advantage of their midweek rates and specials. Find out more at topoco.com. All right. Up next, David and I both cavalierist the question. Okay, we both said, I can't pick one of these freshman tackles, going with both. So Wanya Morris, Darnell Wright, we both had them on our list, so they crept into the number 4 slot on our most important Vols list. And number 5, yet another guy who may not play, Michigan defensive line transfer Aubrey Solomon. Just let's get this out of the way off the top of the segment. Of your 5 most important slots, 2 of them may not be on the team.
And Garantano's the only one on that board right now
that's
played the whole year.
That is, if you're wondering why people are looking at this team and thinking, okay, well, it's going to be an iffy season, a questionable season, that list shows you, I think.
And it's not definitive that one of those 2 freshman tackles will play or
Right.
start.
We're assuming that if Smith doesn't come back,
right,
and all things being equal, your two stud freshmen come in, hit the ground running, live up to billing, catch the offense, and go out there and do their thing as freshmen. Big ifs right there.
You're asking a lot. They need them. I mean, they don't need those guys to be great.
Asking a lot in the SEC,
Exactly.
which is the toughest place to
They don't need
them.
them. They don't need them to be world beaters, but they need them to be solid starters that show you, hey, in 2021, like, these guys are going to be making a lot of money, like, looking at their future. They need that. They need them to show some potential. But it's a lot of pressure on those guys. I don't envy, the Wanya Morris and Darnell Wright coming into camp. Wanya is pretty much locked in as your starter at left tackle, I think. Wright's got to prove it, but they need those guys.
But I think if all things being equal, those are the 2 you want out there. You want Wright to come in and show that he's the guy.
Take your lumps now,
Yes.
and because you're not going to win anything meaningful this year, learn now and use those lessons when you have a team that's more capable of doing something.
Define meaningful.
I don't think anyone's going to care if they make it to the Tax Slayer Bowl. I don't think the Tax Slayer Bowl trophy is going to be putting anything up, and that's like
It certainly
the
didn't
peak
get
for this team.
the first year for Butch Jones. It got him somewhere, and then after that, we don't care about any bowl but the national championship game.
Yeah, it's interesting. At Media Days, Jeremy Pruitt was asked by Jimmy Himes, hey, do you think this offensive line is going to be much better? And he said, absolutely. And Jimmy said, why? And he said, experience. Which, of course, has something to do with 2 freshman 5-star tackles.
Yeah.
So if you think they're going to be, experience is the reason they're going to be better, then it's putting a lot of the same guys out there, only you hope that they're better. I think that would be scary and dicey for some fans if they see that.
Mike, you went. Go ahead.
Well, I put Solomon on
Yeah.
my list at 4 or 5 just because I think the defensive line, you got to have some big old grown men out there, and I think he is one who's played in the Big Ten. So
When do you find out on that?
Whenever the NCAA decides to tell you.
I mean,
I mean, a lot of transfers have already gotten their thumbs up
I mean,
or thumbs down.
we could have this conversation later,
Yeah.
but that's where the coaches are frustrated. There's no consistency,
Right.
and there's no real answer of the timing. I mean,
And-
we haven't really known about this since the spring of when
and
the
I think
time's gonna
Vince
happen.
did the really good stat. The Tennessee just has a total of 3 starts returning, not just starters,
On the D-line.
on the D-line.
Yeah.
Now, if that doesn't cause some sleepless nights for some people, what would?
And one of them was Bumpus, who started at tight end one game.
So I'm saying, too,
Well, I just think it's when you look at that list, Chaney, new, Garantano, okay, played last year and played the year before, part of the year before. Trey Smith may play, may not play, missed the last half of last season. Wanya Morris, Darnell Wright, true freshman. Aubrey Solomon may transfer in, didn't play here. If he gets to play, maybe, okay. When that's your list of your 5 most important.
everybody's looking for that magic dust.
That really is, yes.
Yes.
That's looking for magic
Well,
dust. I mean, that's hoping.
And how many
for,
people do we run into who say, boy, I think Tennessee's going to surprise some people this year?
Well-
Well, how many of these factors need to click into place
Exactly.
for that to happen?
If you hit on
Yes.
4 of those 5,
Right.
they may be onto something.
Yeah.
That feeling may be right. I've got a feeling. Yeah, well, it might have come true. But it's if you're a gambling man, Chuck, I don't know that you'd bet on all 5 of these things or even 4 of these players.
Maybe not
coming
even
through.
3.
It's similar to when you look at the schedule and they're the 50-50 games.
Yeah.
The
Right.
optimistic fans are going to say, well, if we win these games, then we're going to get to this point. Well, chances are it's not going to be worst case or best case. It's going to be somewhere in the middle. So it's probably going to work out like that. And another reason why I didn't put Morrison right on mine in there is because you need the entire offensive line to be better. In addition to getting Trey Smith obviously back in the lineup. So it's not just those 2 guys.
But you did have Trey Smith in there.
I did because I think he's
But you need the
he's
whole
one to
offensive
do it.
line.
This is true.
All right. When we come back, we're going to tell you the guys that almost made the cut. Some of us voted for people that didn't make the list. We'll run through those. The other guys that we think are going to be important, we'll bring Bob Hodge out to tell us what he thinks we got wrong. Come on back on the Sports Source.